Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. I hope you can all hear me okay. Um, Happy Wednesday and welcome to this week's first session of our weekly card class. My name is Jana Edwards and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I go live twice a week to teach a weekly live card class where we create 2 projects during each class out of a product that I have chosen for that week. Um, then I offer the kits for the projects as a free gift to you when you place a $50 order in my online store before the end of the day on Friday. So if you like the projects that you see today, come back and join me on Thursday, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and we'll create 2 additional projects using my weekly product. And then if you like the projects, place a $50 order in my online store and I will send you the kits to create the 4 projects for that week. I do not send any stamped images, so you will have to either have the bundle that we use each week or use something similar that you already have in your stash. Sentiments are very interchangeable. Today we have some really cute cards. We're going to be using the Sweet Bugs bundle. I'm participating with, I'm co-designing, not participating, sorry. I have co-designed a class with my very talented friend. Her name is Lisa Harden. She's with the Stampin' Zoo. We have created a mega class, a cute as a bug mega class with the products that I'm going to be showing you today. So if you like these projects, hi Buffy, I'm so glad you're here. So if you like these projects that we create today, I'm offering in our mega class, we're offering 10 additional projects. So the mega class has 10 projects and it is, I believe you get everything that you need to create. You get the bundle, a full pack of paper, a full pack of ribbon, some embellishments, and all 10 kits, plus a bunch of pillow gifts, really cute surprise pillow gifts for you. Inside your box, and the total cost for the I want it all option is $122, or you can get the option for just the kits with the pillow gifts, which I believe is $75. There's a link in the description of the video if you would like more information about the mega class. Please click that link and it will take you to my registration website where you can find out all the information and more. Of course, if you have questions about the class or anything that's listed there, you can always email me. You can find more information about me on my website at stampedininc.com. That's my blog. So you'll find most of the projects that I do every week on my blog with measurements and everything. You can also find contact information, anything that you need. There should be links to my store, everything. Of course, there's links here on my YouTube channel. And I also, you can find me on Facebook. Just search Stampin' Ink and it should bring it up. If not, you can click the link in the description of the video as well. All right, I'm going to turn down to my hands and we're going to get started. Let me get rid of this so you can see. I attended a what do you call it? Like a little convention, a training convention for demonstrators and their teams this weekend, and we created some really cute cards using the Sweet Bug bundle. And since this was part of our mega class, I wanted to create some cards so that you guys could see exactly what you can do with this suite of products. It is so super cute. So today we're going to create this cute card. We are going to die cut the little caterpillar out of the designer series paper, and the only stamping that we're going to do is the sentiment. Everything else is cardstock and the designer series paper. This is Blackberry Bliss, and this is my friend. This is Lisa. She calls it her boyfriend because it's one of her favorite colors. So it's a beautiful deep purple color. So we're going to create this card today, and then we just kind of did a basic inside. And then we're also going to create this card here. It uses, again, the designer series paper. We cut one of the cute little ladybugs out of the designer series paper and then stamped our sentiment. This is the Rick Rack ribbon that comes with the suite, and you also get a full roll of a full spool of that with the mega class. So you'll get a full spool of the ribbon with the mega class. So we're going to create this card. It's a one layer of embossing with the 3D birch embossing folder, a piece of cardstock. They're just cute, simple cards today. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'll kind of throw our announcements in while we're creating today, if that's okay with you. So our first card starts with a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock that is, I always forget what size this is, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then we're going to have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white cardstock for the inside. I have used the Spotlight on Nature, let me see if I have them here. Hold on, let me grab them real quick so you can see what I used. So I always think I'm fully prepared and then I forget something. Okay, so I die cut one of the circles using the Spotlight on Nature dies. It's a really good basic circle set that has some detailed dies and just some regular basic dies in it, but it's a nice little set if you don't have it already. Then, all right, so these are the pieces that we're using, and we'll go ahead and we have a small piece of cardstock for our label that we'll be stamping. And then I went ahead and found the little caterpillar, this Blackberry Bliss caterpillar. There are only about, I think there may be 4 in the whole pack of paper. There's 4 of this image. So I had to search and find him. But we are going to be, I'm going to grab my paper, and there's a sheet of cardstock or a sheet of designer series paper that has a bunch of panels. So let me see, here it is. It's this one right here. So it has a bunch of panels that you can cut up and you can use for card bases. So we're going to cut this one out here, this one at the bottom here. Maybe, can I move my, sorry, let me check and see if I can move my camera out just a hair. Okay, so we're going to use this panel right here, and then we're also going to cut this panel out here because this is the one we're going to use for our second card. So let me grab my paper trimmer. I'm going to move this. You know, I just noticed I do have the same color on, don't I, Buffy? Buffy asked me if I matched my sweater on purpose. I did. This is, you know, there's a thrift store. I'm gonna tell on myself. There's a thrift store here in town that I absolutely love. It's called Family Thrift, and one of my best girlfriends and I, we love to go thrifting on her day off. Well, any day that we can thrift, we like to go thrifting. And I found this sweater there. It probably cost me like $6, baby. But I love the neck, and it's the perfect weather for it, but I did not even realize that it was the color. So thank you for letting me know. All right, so we're going to take this and I'm going to line it up at 4 inches because you have a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And when they do panels, when Stampin' Up puts panels on their paper, they're usually 4 inches apart so that you can have 3 sections of images, and then you can cut those sections to equal your next 12 inches. So I know that these sections, since there's 3 of them, they're each 4 inches wide because 4 times 3 is 12, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and line this up at 4 inches, and I'm just going to cut all the way. And I'm going to put this piece back in my pack of paper to use for other projects. Then this one, we're going to go ahead and line it up at the 3-inch mark. And if you aren't sure of the measurements too, you can always take the lines for each, the division lines for each design and put it in the channel of your trimmer. You can line it up in the space of your trimmer here too. If you can see that line in that space in your trimmer, you know that when you cut, it's going to cut directly. So I'm going to set this piece aside in my little box over here. And then this piece, I'm going to cut down, and I don't have my ruler. I ordered like 6 of these little rulers off of Amazon, and I'm telling you, I lose them all the time. I will find them stuck in catalogs and everything else. All right, so this piece of cardstock is 4 by 5 1/4, just like a regular card front mat. So I'm going to cut this down, and I want this image to be more in the center. So since there's more space, more print on this side, I'm gonna cut this side at 5 1/4. I'm gonna cut this 3-inch piece off first. So I'm gonna cut that panel first. Then I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4 because we're 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to line this up. Oh, hold on. Let me turn it the other way. 5 1/4. So I know that I'm cutting this image here, and these images will stay in the center of the card front. Okay, 5 1/4. I'm going to cut, and you can save this piece to line the inside of a card. You could snip the bottom of it to make a little banner and use it. So I would save this piece because it's about a 1/2 inch wide, and you could use it as a scrap on one of your pages. All right, so we're going to match that up and make sure it's 4 by 5 1/4. So there we go. I'm going to put this away. I'm going to stick my ruler in the spot that it needs to go right there. And I'm going to grab my card. I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half, and we're going to burnish our score line. And then we're going to add some adhesive, and we're going to glue this panel right down onto this card front. So I like to use my silicone mat whenever I'm using liquid glue because I don't want to get it on my desktop. And if you've heard me talk before, the silicone mat is so great because you can literally get adhesive, liquid adhesive, or seal adhesive, tape runner, anything on it, and you can run your finger in a circle and it will just come right up. Like if I put a line like this on here and I wanted to wipe that off, if I did this and I just continued to wipe, it's going to pull that into a little glue ball. See, and it just doesn't stick. It pulls it all into a little clump. And it doesn't stick to your finger either. Your fingers aren't sticky. So I love it. Okay. We're going to take and just center this panel right in the center of our card front. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and put this piece of basic white on the inside. Well, I'm just throwing stuff around today. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece of basic white into the inside of the card. This was probably one of the easiest suites of products I've ever worked with Stampin' Up. 9 of the dies from the bundle fit images in the designer series paper, and I love that because I am not a fan of fussy cutting. I only have about 20% vision in my right eye, so fussy cutting is a little difficult for me. And I love it when they give you the option to die cut from the designer series paper. All right, so I'm going to grab my little caterpillar that I've already cut from the designer series paper, and I'm going to grab my die from the Sweet Bugs dies. Look at all the images that you get to cut out. There's the caterpillar, there's a flower that it cuts out, you have mushrooms with the caps and the mushroom that you can build. There are actually 3 ants marching in a row on the designer series paper that you can cut. We're going to do that tomorrow in tomorrow's class. So it's just a great set. And I think there's some little ones I didn't use, but I know Lisa used. There's a die that cuts out little strawberries and raspberries. I love it. And they're so cute too. Okay, I have my bottom plate. I'm going to line up and my Post-it note tape is way over there too. When I'm designing, I work over on my countertop to the right of me, and so I guess I need some Post-it note tape. I need to have double of everything, some here and some over there, so I don't forget to put things back where they belong. Okay, we're going to just line up our image in the die. I'm going to use a little piece of Post-it note tape to hold that in place. I'm going to grab my top plate, make sure he's good and centered in my sandwich, and we're going to run this through. And I like it too because the images are... Did you order yours already, Buff? I know the stamp set is out until the 9th of February, but you can sign up on the Stampin' Up website. You can go to the product, and there's a box to click, and you can sign up for them to send you an email notification when it comes back in stock. I think I checked this morning and it said they're supposed to be back in stock February the 9th. Sometimes they come back a lot earlier. So and I think what they're having an issue with is the stamps are made in-house, but I think the new packaging is they're having trouble because they've changed everything to the new packaging. We used to get them in CD cases, and I think they're having trouble keeping the new packaging in stock because they manufacture all the stamp sets in Utah in-house. So, okay, what did I do with that die? Oh, I put it in my bowl over here, see? I have my coffee on the table. Y'all don't want to see my coffee. All right, we're going to put him right back there. And I do invest in my, I order my magnetic sheets from Amazon. And I have an Amazon favorites list on my blog that I'm working on getting it set up. But I still order the magnetic sheets because I don't like the sticky sheet that it comes on inside the package. All right, so there we have this. Isn't he cute? It just cuts him out so perfect. All right, so I am going to, how do we do this? I'm going to add this circle to the front of the card with Stampin' Dimensionals. And just 3 right down the center. Take those backings off. When we did these, when they were showing these cards at our convention this weekend, I was like, oh, I have to make these cards. We're going to put it right about here. Then I'm going to grab my, I should have a piece of, hold please. I thought I had, what did I do with it, y'all? There it is, right here. Okay, so I have a piece of just scrap cardstock that I'm going to use I forget what this is called, but it's like a double banner punch, and you can punch out your okay, good. I'm reading your response, Buffy. Good. I'm glad you got everything else ordered. Okay, this is a punch that it has 2 different I don't know if you can see that. It has two different edges on it. It's a double label punch. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember what it's called. But you can, so I'm going to put the cardstock in this little scalloped edge, and I'm just going to punch, and I may not have, this isn't long enough. So I'm going to grab another piece, and I'm going to cut another piece real quick. I think, let me find my measurements, y'all. It is, that little piece is 2 1/4 by 1 inch. So when I cut it, I want to cut it a little longer, and then I'll trim it down once I have it punched. So we're going to go, I'm going to cut 1 inch, and I'll set this aside. I just want to make sure I have enough length on here so I can fit it inside the punch. So I'm going to put it in the punch, and I always like to turn it over and make sure it's lined up inside that space, and then just punch that edge off. Then I'm going to stamp my image, my sentiment, closest to this edge because I want to cut from the right side. I want to trim some of the right side off. And my Mossy Meadow ink pad, I'm going to do the best I can. It is dry. I have ordered a refill for it, so I'm going to do the best I can to get this ink in there. I thought I had a refill, an ink refill for it, and I do not. So we're going to stamp right here. This is when your stamp positioner tool would come in handy because you could stamp it, you know, over and over again in the same position to get it the depth of color that you want. All right, I'm just going to take my scissors, and I'm going to just trim off a little on the edge. All right, now I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of our bug. And I'm going to add 2 Stampin' Dimensionals to the left side of the label because it's going to pop up on the bug, and the right side will hang off of it's going to tuck under here, and the right side is going to, I'm going to add 1 dimensional underneath the scalloped edge because it's going to hang off of this circle, and we want it to be level with the circle. So we'll need a dimensional on that side. Sorry. Giving you the wrong directions. So I'm going to add 3 dimensionals to the back of our little caterpillar. Make sure they're stuck good. It is, I took my dog Penny out earlier. I took her out before I came on today, and the sun is shining and it's so nice. And I sat down in my patio chair and just let the sun, just soaked in the sun in my face. So I'm going to add him right there. I'm having a tough time with that lid today. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive to this straight edge of the label. I'm going to remove the backing from that die, or from this side, from the dimensional, and we're going to tuck this right under here, and just like that. The samples, they did not add a bow to theirs, but I just thought it was so cute just to add a little bit of interest. So I'm just going to do my typical double bow, y'all, with this linen thread. And the linen thread is out of stock too. We're using this for our mega class, and it's out of stock. I have 4 packs of it, and I know I'm going to need to order some more, but I think it's out of stock until February the 2nd also. 9th, sorry. All right, I'm going to grab a mini glue dot, add that to our little thread, and tuck that onto our card front. And there's our first card. Isn't that cute? I love it. I'm in love with these bugs, and I'm so excited for our class too. I should have a completed kit put together next week so that y'all can see it, but registration is open right now, so don't forget about registration for the Cute as a Bug class. If you're interested, the registration link is in the description of the video, and it's open until February the 10th. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. I am going to go over I'm going to go over a few announcements with you right now, if that's okay. Stampin' Up has a product of the month. Right now, it is their, it's a sentiment set, and I am actually going to start using this in some of my projects next week. I'm trying to design some things with it. It is, let me see, it's this stamp set right here. It's got some really great basic sentiments. Really good. It is, if you order $75, you can add it on to your order for $5, and it is a one-time purchase. Once you purchase it, you cannot purchase another one. And Stampin' Up has gone to offering a special product of the month every month. Last month it was paper, a really pretty pack of blue paper. This month it is this really cute stamp set. I am also working on some PDFs to offer for our product of the month, maybe starting next month. So if you're interested in this, it will be available through the end of January. When you order $75, just tack it on to your order for $5, okay? Also, yeah, it's going to be a great stamp set. Also, don't forget, bonus days are still going on right now. I think they end February the 2nd. So February 2nd is the last day for bonus days. For every $50 that you order, Stampin' Up will send you a $5 coupon code. So make sure that you save the emails, because when you order, you can start using your bonus days coupons February the 3rd. When you order, you will have to enter those coupon codes. So make sure that you save those coupon codes in your email box or something. I created a folder that just said coupon codes, and every time. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the card. I create a folder in my inbox, and I just move those coupon codes into that inbox, so that way I know that they're always there. All right, that is what I have. So let's go back down to my hands and we'll work on this second card, okay? Here we go. Let's see. We are going to do, where is it? Where's my sample? Here it is. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. All right, we're going to create this card also. So cute. I love the little, I have a friend, a really good friend, that I'm going to have to make her one of these. She loves books. She used to be a librarian, and I think this would be perfect for her. So what I did with this one is we started with a 4 1/4 by 11 inch, just thick white card base. I cut a piece of white cardstock down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I embossed it with the what is it? The Birch 3D embossing folder. It's a really big embossing folder. So I embossed that layer. Then I cut a piece of crushed curry cardstock, and then we are going to use that second panel that we cut from the designer series paper, and we're going to layer that onto the crushed curry. They're just super easy. I've got to find another little ladybug in the designer series paper, so we'll select one of those. The bugs are very cute. I love them. Yes, I agree. And then we have just a little scrap of cardstock for our sentiment. Y'all remind me, I set it in front of me, because I will lose it again like I did the other one. All right, so let me grab these pieces. And then we will find, I'm going to go ahead and start with this. Since our card base is white, I don't add a piece of cardstock to the inside of the card on my basic white card. What am I trying to say? I don't layer a piece of white cardstock on the inside of my cards when I use a basic white card base. There. Does that make sense? You know, does your brain ever work faster than your mouth? Like you have 100 thoughts going through your brain and you just can't get them out fast, you know? Sometimes I feel like that's me. All right, so I'm going to add liquid glue. Since this is a 3D embossing folder, I like to add liquid glue to those because it gets in all of the creases and crevices of the nooks and crannies of the embossed image, and it you are making sure that it's going to adhere to your card nicely, your card front. So I'm going to go ahead and just layer this embossed piece right on the front of my card base like that. I'm going to take this piece of crushed curry, and what I did is it is cut, I believe it's cut 1/4 of an inch bigger than that piece of designer series paper. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to layer these two pieces together. So we're using this crushed curry like a mat. I think I'm just going to lay my glue right there so I don't have to fight with that lid. And we're going to layer this piece of designer series paper right in the center of this cardstock panel, like that. Then I want to take a piece of the Rick Rack ribbon. I'm going to just loop it around. I want to make sure I have an inch, no, maybe about 1/2 an inch on each side of the panel, because we're going to wrap it around and I'm going to tack it down with some just regular household tape, Scotch tape, whatever you have. So I'm going to grab my tape and we're going to just wrap it around the base of the tree like this. I want the trunk of the tree to show just a little bit. So I'm going to grab just 2 little pieces of clear tape. I'm going to start on this side and I'm going to tack it down here. Then I'm going to wrap it around, make sure it's even. You could use tear and tape for this too if you wanted to. This was closer. And I'm just going to hold that down right there. So you have this panel like this. All right, I'm going to add some dimensionals right here to the back of this panel, and then we'll put it down in the middle of the card front. It is still cold down here a little bit. It's nice because the sun is out, but it's like the sticky on my dimensionals don't want to stick to the cardstock, so I have to push them down and make sure they're secure. All right. I'm going to put this right in the center of our card front. So we have it almost built, so we need to do our sentiment and we need to find a little bug. So I'm going to grab my designer series paper pack. I'm going to move these out of the way real quick. And then we're going to find ourselves a little bug to cut out. There is one sheet in here that has all the little bugs. See, these are the ants. Look, aren't they cute? The little die in here cuts out these 3 ants, and they're all marching, right? The die shows that they're all together, but when you cut them out, they're all cut out individually. It's so cute. I love it. Stinking cute. Okay, I think I'm gonna go, let's do, there's a die that cuts out the ladybug that's reading the book, and there's also a die that cuts out, it's not a ladybug and it's not really a cricket, because this is a caterpillar, and this one's a cricket. This one's a cricket. So I'm not sure what this one would be. If you know, tell me. Jump in and tell us. So I'm going to just cut him from the cardstock like this and set that aside. We'll put our cardstock up, and then we'll search through and find our die for him. I call it a him because the ladybugs strike me as being a her, and this one just looks like a boy to me. Yep, here it is right here. Right there. Perfect. Put that back up. I'm going to go ahead and we'll line him up inside the die, and I'll go ahead and secure him with this Post-it note tape, and then we'll grab our die. Woo! Mom's calling me. Sorry, I thought I had this on mute. There we go. All right, so we're going to line this up. I can get this in here. I'm going to line this up, and I am going to just cut him out. So cute. I'm looking at the name, and it looks like Shimmy Kiss. Is that right? It's hard for me to see. My words are really little on my screen up here. I'm glad that you're here joining me today. Where are you joining us from if you're still here with us? All right, we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of our little bug, and we're going to put him up on, we're going to set him up on the little stump. So I'm going to add one, and I'm going to cut these out here at the bottom, and we'll add one more right there. Come on. There we go. I'm going to set my label down really quick. I want it to be right here on the ribbon so that the scalloped end shows. It just tucks out, you know, underneath. So I'm going to put that here, and that way it will help me position my little bug on the little stump there. All right, I'm going to grab my crumb cake ink. I'm going to use my silicone mat again. I'm going to use my crumb cake ink. Oh, hi, Jen from Washington. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Oh, I just see, that's what happens. Stuck my finger in that ink pad. I was trying to not pay attention. My cat must have gotten up here sometime during the night because there was cat hair on my mat. All right, I'm going to ink that up. It looks like my pumpkin pie ink pad might be a little dry too. I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to stamp right in the center of that little scrap. Close this up. so I don't stick my finger in it again. And I'm going to add some more dimensionals. I am actually going to just cut a strip of these right here, and we'll put that whole strip on the back of our little label, our little sentiment. I'm so excited for you guys to get this mega class. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I'm going to add it here. If you want information about the Cute as a Bug mega class, you can click the link in the description of the video and it'll take you to the registration page where you can get all the information about that too. And if you are interested in my classes that I have every month, I send out a schedule once a month. And if I offer any extra classes, I send all of that information out in my email newsletter. So if you're interested in keeping up with any of that stuff, there's also a link. There's also a link in the description to, what do you call it? Subscribe to my email newsletter. I knew what I wanted to say. You know, Jen, sometimes I had to create an account on YouTube just with my name, not with, like if you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator, if you run a business on YouTube and that's your handle, like your business handle, for some reason, I would reply sometimes under my business handle, Stamped in Ink, and it would go through as my name. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if YouTube changed things, but then if I log on, it shows my business name. So I don't know. I don't know why it does that. But now that I know this is you, I'll try to remember. Okay, I'm going to add one of the little ladybug epoxy. These are the ladybug garden epoxy shapes. They come with some ladybug images here and then some like little clear dewdrops. So I'm going to add 2 of the ladybugs, and I'm just using my take your pick tool to kind of pick these up a little bit. And I'm going to make them like, I'm going to put them inside the little plant here to make it look like they're climbing, like they're visiting with their friend. Okay. So there we have it. Those are the 2 cards for today. We did this really cute Blackberry Bliss bug and then this cute little bug sitting on the stump. If you're interested, again, let me just say one more time, if you're interested in the Cute as a Bug class, the mega class, you can register for that. There's a link in the description of the video that'll take you to the registration. It'll give you all the information and everything. So if you're interested, registration is open for that through February the 10th. And I'm ordering product to put your kits together when you register. So that way, if anything goes out of stock, we won't miss anything, okay? Thank you guys so much for being here today. I'll be live again tomorrow for our second card class. We're going to create 2 more really cute cards with this set. And if you want the card kits for this week, just place a $50 order in my online store by Friday, and I will put a kit together for you to create these cards. Everything will be included except for anything that you cut or stamp out with the bundle, with the Sweet Bugs bundle, okay? So I'll see you guys Thursday. Thank y'all so much for being here. It was great chatting with you. Happy stamping.